Hello everyone, it's once again time to count down the top 10 blah 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 cartoon movies. But first, this is the second to last video that we're doing in this series, so now is good as time as any to announce my upcoming series that will replace this one. Unfortunately, the announcement will not be part of this video, but it will be in another video that you can click on at the end of this video. So yay for that! So those of you who clicked on this video are the ones who will know about it first, next to my Patreons of course. How lucky are you? So without further ado, let's count down the second worst performing movie, Care Bears Adventures in Wonderland. Here's a question. When does something get so mangled that it no longer resembles the original concept? Or in this case, story? Granted, Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland has been redone in other people's vision all the time, but not to the point where it can be called something else and no one would care, with the exception of that. And that is what happened with Care Bears Adventure in Wonderland. The Mad Hatter isn't having tea with the March Hare and celebrating on birthdays. No! He now uses magical hats to change his personality. The Queen is no longer a psychopath that wants to chop people's heads off. She is now reasonable and kind. What do they say at the beginning of true life crime dramas? They changed the names but kept the story? Well, in this movie, they kept the names and changed everything else. This could have been Ding Dang Poogas Land, and it would have changed nothing. Well, outside of being a very humorous name for the land, outside of that, how is the story? Well, let's see. Interchangeable friends help Alice replace a missing princess to stop an evil wizard from taking over the throne of Wonderland, while other interchangeable friends go on a quest to find the princess and hope to make it back in time before the wizard proves that Alice is no longer a true princess. Now I say the Care Bears are interchangeable friends because they could have been anyone. They could have been My Little Pony, Strawberry Shortcake, the Smurfs, heck, they could have even been the Ninja Turtles. It's the 80s version, I wouldn't put it past them. But the fact of the matter is, the Care Bears never played that much of a part in the film, outside of trying to find Alice and the Grumpy Bear being hungry joke. However, the Care Bears are familiar characters that parents and children tolerate, and they were well known at the time. Oh, by the way, don't think I don't see you reskinned Beastly. Seriously, they just took the character from the show and traced over him twice. They even used the same voice actor. They weren't even hiding it. Now granted, it is Alice in Wonderland, so this phrase won't surprise anyone. A lot of things don't make sense in this movie, but I'm talking more about the plot, not the fact that it's Wonderland. The White Rabbit goes from mirror to mirror to go back and forth from Wonderland to our world. But when one mirror gets broken, oh buddy, he's stuck and has to find a rabbit hole. That does not make any sense since you were going in and out from every other mirror. Now let's talk about the one thing I absolutely hate from anything Care Bears. It's the music. Now I'm not talking about the songs. The songs are barely passable. I'm talking about the background music. It's like they took one musician, a bassoonist, and said, "You're providing all the background music and there will be no one else." The background music is like this in the movies, the TV series, and now this movie. It's not good. It feels really preschool. No, it feels really lazy. Now let's talk about an issue I have with the lesson in this movie. It's full of crap. Not the whole everyone is special in their own way lesson. It's how they went about it. Everyone in this movie keeps telling Alice that she has to prove that she's a true princess. The Wizard of Wonderland, the White Rabbit, the Queen of Wonderland, and to prove that she is a true princess, she has to do certain things. If you are a true princess, you can ride a flamingo while balancing a book on your head while holding a teacup and playing croquet, climb a mountain in a dress, get water from a well on top of the mountain, be nice to a unicorn while sacrificing the water you risked your life for. In order to be a true princess, you have to be elegant, graceful, trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. I think I may have put the Boy Scout law in there by mistake. Anyway, the qualities that make a true princess is full of it. I hate the true princess theme. While we trick little girls into thinking that this makes a princess, real life has proved that wrong so many times. You know what makes a princess? You either marry into it, you were born a princess, or maybe elected. Who knows with that last one. I hate the whole "this is how you're supposed to act in order to be a true princess" thing. This is one of the few things that pisses me off with the original Sailor Moon series. Outside of the 900-year-old woman who looks and acts like a child and is hitting on her younger dad. I hate the cat Luna for forcing Usagi into acting like a proper princess when A, she is not a princess, and B, if she was a princess, who the hell is she a princess of? The moon? Is she princess of the moon, where everyone is dead? Outside of Sailor Moon, why can't Usagi just be a normal girl? Why push this on her? Anyway, back to Wonderland. In the end, Alice discovers that she wasn't all that special, because she wasn't the one that makes the garden grow. We get some cheap moral, and all the testing and everything that Alice went through meant squat. Honestly, it's as if Alice wasn't needed for the story at all. And the only thing that was needed for this story was the rescue of the princess. But that was about it. But I suppose this story was good for little kids. And people who've never watched the original Alice in Wonderland movies. Any Alice in Wonderland. Well, not the live-action Disney one. You got me there. Now here's a fun fact. There hasn't been a DVD released of this movie in the United States. Oh, sure, it's been released around the rest of the world, but not here. Maybe it's because it's the second worst performing movie on this list? But why is that the second worst performing movie? What went wrong? On August 7th, 1987, the Care Bears Adventures in Wonderland was up against... Oh, wow! Back to the Beach and Masters of the Universe? Well, there was also Madonna's Who's That Girl and Stakeout. And before that, Lost Boys, Superman 4, Jaws the Revenge, Revenge of the Nerds 2. They all came out. Quick! I need a blockbuster that will make me think that July of '87 wasn't terrible. That'll do, RoboCop. That'll do. Oh yeah, also Snow White came out during that time. It beat the snot out of Care Bears. Quick, somebody draw the 7 dwarves beating up the Care Bears.
Only someone special could make flowers bloom. Do you want to know a secret, Alice? You are as special as you think you are. I'm just not special.
So there are a couple of movies that did not make the list due to the rules. Let's take one of those rules out. Let's take the movies must be released in more than 900 theaters rules out. So that gives us 5 new movies. But let's drop the movies that are comprised of episodes from the TV series, shall we? There goes He-Man, She-Ra, and Heathcliff. That leaves us with these 3. Now the Gumby movie is the worst performing, however, that was because it was only shown in 23 theaters. This is kind of the reason why I made that rule, because it isn't fair to compare how well a film on limited release does to a film that is released nationwide. Aqua Teen Hunger Force did well, but it was only in 877 theaters on limited release. However, Pound Puppies: The Legend of Big Paw did have a national release, but unfortunately we don't know how many theaters it was in. It only made around $586,938 during its release. Update that to 2017, and that is around $1,281,000. Yeah, Pound Puppies would truly be the worst performing film if it wasn't for the fact we do not have any theater numbers. And now, the movie that I almost missed. The 8th best performing movie. Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Ware-Rabbit. So here it is. The one that I missed because it was not on the box office mojo list that I was looking at. I also screwed up its placement on the last video. In reality, Wallace and Gromit's Curse of the Ware-Rabbit is the number 8 best performing movie. This of course drops Rugrats Go Wild to number 11. Those are tears of joy I'm crying. So now that Rugrats Go Wild is gone, I can safely say there isn't a bad movie on the best list. Now I watched The Curse of the Were-Rabbit twice in theaters, and watching it again, my word, this movie is great! Better than Early Man, but Early Man is barely passable. This is a fantastic movie, worthy of the Best Animated Movie Oscar it received, although that particular award is a joke nowadays. Even if the movie didn't get the award, it's still a masterpiece. The jokes are non-stop, beginning with the picture frames during the opening credit. Whoever came up with that is brilliant. All the characters are likable, from Wallace to Gromit to Toffee to Victor to the priest, and of course all of the other town folks. It's a world that we barely knew from the movie shorts in the TV series, but the movie did a masterful job of opening that world up. Even the cliche character of Lord Victor Quartermain, the high-class hunter who is wooing Toffee and trying to get Wallace out of the way, is fantastic. This is all in all a great movie, and it deserves all the accolades it gets. Now another reason why this movie didn't make it on the list is because it had to be a movie based off of a TV series. The original shorts themselves were theatrical cartoons, therefore they don't count. However, there were TV exclusive shorts called Wallace and Gromit's Cracking Contraptions that came out in 2002. Yeah, it's a technicality, but I'll take it. So the number 8 best. What was it up against? On October 5th, 2005, Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit was up against, well, nothing notable really. Sure, Saw 2 came out 3 weeks later, but that isn't really in direct competition with Wallace and Gromit, now is it? And the only other family film that came out a month later was Chicken Little, a film so panned that if Disney put it in the vault forever, we would not care.
It's a veritable vegetable paradise.
I just knew you'd love it. Unlike Victor, he's never shown any interest in my produce.
Oh, his loss, Lady Tottington.
Hey guys, thanks for getting this far into the video. We are not done yet. If you like what you see so far, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. I also want to thank my Patreons for their support of content of questionable quality. With that said, let's continue on. And the second best performing movie is the Rugrats movie. I may have to retract that one comment on there not being one bad film on the best performing list. It's kind of a shame that I rewatched Rugrats in Paris first before rewatching the Rugrats movie, because In Paris clearly is the better of the two films. While the Rugrats movie is not a horrible film, it just drags at parts. Now the one thing that the first movie did well over In Paris is the songs. Well, not the songs sung by Angelica and Susie, but I've never liked Angelica's songs. The plot is interesting because it focuses around how an older child handles a new baby in the house. It would be nice if Tommy wasn't only 1, maybe if he were 3 or 4, the plot would make sense. The whole responsibility thing, that would also make sense if Tommy was older. But again, he's 1. But it's Rugrats. Nothing ever makes sense in that series anyway. The movie focuses on the new baby Dill, a baby that clearly has something wrong with him since all the other newborn babies can already talk. Baby Dill is getting all the attention from Tommy's parents, and Tommy is unhappy, but he is willing to look after his younger brother. There is conflict, getting lost in the woods, blame, and distrust. All for a new character that will be related to a background character during the next season of Rugrats. Dill is so memorable that anytime Tara Strong does the voice for him on social media videos and conventions, all she says is poopy. Either Tara can't remember any of Dill's other dialogue, or she's expressing her feelings about the character. The Rugrats movie isn't horrible. it's just slow. It is a good starting point for Nickelodeon movies, and it was improved upon when Rugrats in Paris came out. Second best performing. Why is that? On November 20th, 1998, the Rugrats movie was up against Enemy of the State. I honestly do not know what that is. Oh, Will Smith. Must have been one of his throwaway films. He's got a lot of them. The Rugrats movie wasn't up against anything until Babe, Pig in the City came out. Nope, I lied. Pig in the City bombed. Okay, what about Jack Frost? Star Trek Insurrection? Prince of Egypt? Okay, that did well, but it came out a month after the Rugrats movie, so there really wasn't any competition.
And your mommy and daddy'll forget all about you. It'll be like, look, Dede, there's that little bald kid in the house again.